The fire had died 2 centuries ago. Yet when Ion touched the scorched stone, he swore he felt it tremble like a wounded heart, remembering its last scream. Ion Rahman had arrived in the old city of Sonargaon not as a tourist, but as a seeker, someone chasing the traces of a forgotten story. He was a historian in training, but more than that, he was a boy who had grown up listening to his grandmother whisper legends of a woman who fought time, war, and silence. Her name was Raisa. For years, Ion believed the story was nothing more than a bedtime tale, until the day he found her name in a crumbling registry of the vanished textile guilds. From that moment, his destiny had turned toward these ruins. The sun was softening toward afternoon when he noticed a loose brick in the remnants of an abandoned weaving house. For reasons he could not explain, Ion crouched down, touched the brick, and gently pulled it free. Inside was a tiny bundle wrapped in cloth blackened by age. His hands trembled as he unwrapped it. Inside were letters. Their edges had curled, their ink faded, yet each page still carried the breath of someone who had written not to be remembered by the world, but by one single heart. Ion began to read. Letter 1, 1764. If this city burns, let my words survive for me. Raisa wrote with the soft, deliberate strokes of a woman who had known sorrow early. She described a city blooming with color, muslin threads finer than moonlight, looms singing day and night, merchants arriving by river with faces full of wonder. She described her father, a master weaver whose fingers could coax patterns out of silence. She described her dream of becoming one of the first women to join the guild, something unthinkable for the time. But she also wrote of fear. The company soldiers were marching closer. They wanted the trade. They wanted the people. They wanted the pride of Bengal woven into cloth so delicate it could pass through a ring. Raisa ended the first letter with one line: I will not let our light fade. Ion felt his throat tighten. He read the next. Letter 2, 1765. War had
Raisa wrote of smoke choking the sky, of looms turned to ash, of weavers dragged away. The city that once shimmered with life had become a wounded shadow of itself. She wrote of Arif, her childhood friend, a riverboat captain who had promised to take her family to safety. Their unspoken affection seeped through the ink, never declared, yet heavy like monsoon clouds waiting to break. But Raisa stayed behind. My father's loom is buried under rubble. If I leave, no one will remember what we once were. Ion found his eyes burning. He wiped them quickly. The ruins around him suddenly felt heavier. Letter 3, 1766. This one was shorter. They have taken Arif. They say he helped people escape. They will punish him. I am going to them. If I do not return, let history judge me kindly. Ion let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. He looked at the sun slipping lower, casting long shadows over the ruins. Was this where she walked? Was this where she pleaded for Arif's life? He turned the page. Letter 4, undated. The handwriting was shakier. Arif lives, but the price was my place in the city. They burned our last loom as punishment. Father could not bear to watch. He is gone now, buried beneath the neem tree. I held his hands as they stilled. He whispered that I had done well, but I do not feel brave. I feel empty, like threads snapped from a warp. Ion felt a single tear slide down his cheek. The final letter waited. Letter 5, 1767. It was the longest, and the ink seemed almost smeared, perhaps by water, perhaps by tears. Raisa wrote her goodbye. She and Aref were leaving on the first light of dawn. The city was no longer theirs.